For the Albert Bartlett, and we can get up and join Mark Johnson.
Inside is Wingman together with Wendigo, and they're off for the Grade 1 Albert Bartlett Novices hurdle. 3 miles ahead of them. Wingman towards the inside is right up there, and so too is Marchantou in the early stages. So too Jax Jr. together with First Confession, and also Derryhassen Paddy as they rise at flight number 1. They're safely over that. At the moment it's Native Hill who is the back marker, and Jasmin De Vaux is last but one. Also Flicker of Hope is towards the rear of the field, as already they cross over flight number 2. And on the inside it is Wingman, who is right up there with Derryhassen Paddy, the royal blue colours, and then First Confession also in the first wave as they go over the third flight of hurdles. Working just a little bit wider is Jax Jr. He's racing just in advance of Intense Approach, who's quite wide on the track as they go around that dogleg turn. That leading group being hunted up by the grey Argento Boy towards the inside together with Yellow Car, and then just a little bit wider Marchantou is just slightly shuffled back. Sounds Victorious is next in the field, then the Big Westerner. She's got a good position racing in midfield as they go over the flight, which takes them towards the top of the hill. Jasmin De Vaux has now been relegated to last. Native Hill is now last but one. Ballybow is last but two, and the French Raider Jet Blue also in the last quartet, ridden patiently by James Reevely, as now they've reached the top of the hill and begin to freewheel down towards the next flight, which will be flight number 5. And it is Wingman and Jack Kennedy on the inside of Derryhassen Paddy and Derek Fox racing in a very close second. They've now got a break of a couple of lengths over Jax Jr. in third, wide Intense Approaches in fourth. First Confession is in fifth. Argento Boy, the grey, to the inside is racing in sixth. Marchantou to the outside is in seventh. They're followed by Yellow Car. After Yellow Car is Sounds Victorious, and then the Orange Silks of Fishery Lane, as now they have reached flight number 5, and all the leaders took it safely. There was a little bit of a mistake there by In at the Park, and also not that fluent was Port Julane, as they're now about to make the turn into the home straight for the first time. Native Hill at the back of the field was just pushed along. Ballybow in the last trio, another one who was just niggled coming out of that turn. Racing between those two, last year's bumper winner Jasmin De Vaux. So they're racing on towards halfway in the Grade 1 Albert Bartlett Novices hurdle, and it is still Wingman who leads the way to Derryhassen Paddy in second place. Jax Jr. is in third, and then on the outside in fourth position, Intense Approach, as they prepare to rise at flight number 6, the last in a circuit's time. First Confession will take that one in fifth position, followed by Sounds Victorious, and on that one's inside Argento Boy. Marchantou, and then the red and black stars of the Big Westerner. She's hunting up the leading group. Then the Yellow Car pushed along on that one's outside. Wendigo up against the inside rail. Fishery Lane is next to the field, and then Flicker of Hope. After Flicker of Hope, quite wide, is Jigs Forge, who's plotting a wide course as they head into the back straight. Native Hill at the back of the field still being pushed along, so too is Ballybow. Jet Blue makes no move at the moment from the rear of the field, neither to Jasmin De Vaux, as they head now down the back straight. In at the Park, another one who's racing in the last half dozen. So now they've gone through halfway, and they're taking the 7th flight of hurdles, at which Ballybow was slow and has now been relegated to last of the 20. And it's Wingman on the inside of Derryhassen Paddy, who are still the first two. Jax Jr. is racing in third. First Confession on the inside jumped that flight in fourth position. Then on the outside, Intense Approach. For the first time, Jet Blue gets a shake of the reins at the very back of the field, but they're very tightly bunched as they go over the third flight of hurdles on this section of the course. The whole field are only covered by about 10 lengths, and the leader is Wingman, as now they begin to take the dogleg turn, facing up towards the third from home. It's Wingman who still has the lead over Derryhassen Paddy, racing in second. First Confession to the inside, followed next by Jack Jr. and then the Big Westerner, who is travelling very smoothly for Dara O'Keefe, and now moving into fourth place as they go over the third from home. At the back of the field, a slow jump by Jasmin De Vaux, who's now last but one, and last is Native Hill, the first one to be dropped from the main group of the field. One who is now beginning to improve from midfield He sounds victorious as they go into the turn out wide. Another one improving is Jigs Forge. So into the top turn they go, and entering the final 5 furlongs, 2 more flights of hurdles to take. Wingman has got the lead. 2, Derryhassen Paddy to the outside in second place. He takes a pull on the Big Westerner on the inside in third, and she's still going very powerfully. On her outside is Jax Jr., and wider still is Jigs Forge. Also wide, Marchand 2, and now Jasmin De Vaux, who was right out the back of the field early, is scything his way through the field. They're going over the second from home, at which the long-time leader made a mistake, Wingman, and that mistake also hampered the Big Westerner, who now all of a sudden loses a couple of lengths to the leading group. They make the turn in with 1 flight to take in the Albert Bartlett, and it is now Derryhassen Paddy who has taken the lead to Jasmin De Vaux towards the near side. Paul Townend taking a look across to see if there are any dangers, as now Jasmin De Vaux has quickened up. The Big Westerner now has daylight, and now she is beginning to eat into the lead of Jasmin De Vaux. These 2 pull clear of Derryhassen Paddy coming down towards the final flight. Jasmin De Vaux on the near side jumped it big and bold, a lead of a length and a half over the Big Westerner in second. Derryhassen Paddy is in third, Wendigo in fourth, together with Yellow Car, but it is Jasmin De Vaux out in front, and it is a second festival win for Jasmin De Vaux, and it is a 10th win at this year's festival for Willie Mullins. Paul Townend and Jasmin De Vaux have taken the Albert Bartlett. They have beaten the Big Westerner in second, followed home by Derryhassen Paddy.
4 out of 4 on the day. He equals his record, Willie Mullins. 10 festival winners this year. Jasmin De Vaux, she's been hiding all season, but she's emerged when it mattered most, and she wins her second festival race. Brilliant performance from Jasmin De Vaux. Paul Townend for Willie Mullins. In second place, the Big Westerner. She's run a remarkable race. Derryhassen Paddy's acquitted himself well, but it is Jasmin De Vaux. He's won this at odds of 6-1 in the colours of Simon Monier and Isaac Swed, and he hardly had any behind him, 2 out, but it's a long run to the last, and by the time he arrived at the last, he was right there.
He's been kept out of the heat of the race, hasn't he, to focus on popping away and getting his jumping right.
And 3 out, he hardly had any behind him. 2 out, he was right there.
Yeah, Paul sort of, when you get to the top of the hill and there's not many still to jump, Wendigo there took a stumble, didn't he?
Well, the Big Westerner got absolutely mullered there, because Wingman came back after a mistake. He went right up his tail, and that may well have been the difference between winning and losing. Paul Townend was alive to that. He made his challenge stand side. The mare ends up coming all the way across, which obviously forfeits ground as well. She went from having the perfect pitch the whole way to having that little bit of a nightmare.
Taking it down to the last now, and in fairness to the Big Westerner, she dug in.
Oh, really dug in. And to be fair, I've called Jasmin De Vaux some names in the past. He got this right. That was the most important jump of his life, and he got it spot on. The mare didn't give in, but she had, as we said, had her momentum stunted at the second last, and that probably made the difference.
Yeah, I mean, Jasmin De Vaux was going so well, wasn't he, at that point, that I'm not sure it was the difference between winning and losing. He's gone through the race very easily, and we know the ability that he's got from obviously winning the champion bumper last season. But it was a smart ride by Townend, because he kept him, like I say, out of the heat of the race early, just focused on getting popping away, keep him in contention, not put him in the heat of the battle too soon, where his jumping might have gone to bits, lost his position, lost his confidence. So he didn't do any of that, and he made his moves at the right time when the pressure started to mount a little bit.
Here comes the Big Westerner, taking that inside course. A lot of scrimmaging on the bend, but Jasmin De Vaux wide. He was out of trouble. Paul Townend.
Look at the difference in physical size. He's game as a pebble. She's got a huge future. Man alive, pair of them stay really well. But on the day, he had just a better run around, and he hit the line running. But that mare is a good mare.
She was very gassy early as well, wasn't she? Early on, Dara took her right towards the back, but she was a little bit lit up early. She made her headway easily and quite quickly through the middle of the race. Like you say, she's
quite inexperienced for an Albert Bartlett type.
Very, yeah, and you could see that even just her demeanour beforehand, her demeanour when she comes under pressure a little bit. She has a little wander and a look at everything, and yeah, she's very talented, isn't she? And she's run really well.
Loads of honourable mentions here. Derryhassen Paddy, I'm not sure whether Derryhassen Paddy held on for third or whether Yellow Car nailed him.
He did,
Yeah,
10
he
to
did.
1 third.
Yellow Car just nudged out of third, run a great race for David Kilahina and Graham McPherson. Wendigo has finished fifth, so UK horses third, fourth, fifth. Jigs Forge has run very well too at a huge price, but you know, they can all come and have a go. That man there is dominant today, as he has been at this meeting for so many years.